Well, howdy do, y'all. Welcome back to From the Red Carpet. On today's episode, we have some MCU news for you, like another Wakanda series on the way, and an update for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Also, Creature from the Black Lagoon is getting revived, so stick around and we'll dive right in. Well, we have an update for Shang-Chi 2. Simu Liu is set to return as Shang-Chi in a sequel to the film of the same name. For a while now, we've been wondering what the plot will be. At first, it seemed like it would just continue the story of the first movie, with Shang-Chi's sister taking over the Ten Rings. But then, we heard it may be called The Wreckage of Time and deal with the multiverse and Kang following Avengers Kang Dynasty. Well, with Kang being flushed down the toilet in the MCU, that's not happening. There is even something about Iron Fist debuting in the movie, but I don't think that's a thing anymore either. So what's the new plan? Well, all we really know at the time is that it will take place between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and will probably release at some point in late 2026. There's another Wakanda series headed to Disney+. So in addition to the animated series Eyes of Wakanda, Ryan Coogler will be directing a live-action series called World of Wakanda. I know, there's a lot of Wakandas. Anyway, there's not much known just yet, but it's speculated that this is what the Midnight Angel series that was supposed to be starring Okoye has turned into. Hopefully, we'll know more pretty soon. Is Vision Quest still happening? A while back, we heard that among many other series, that Vision Quest would no longer be going forward in production. The series would have seen Vision trying to regain his memories, and also would have introduced Viv and Vin, the twin android children of Vision. Anyway, that series was scrapped. But now, another Vision series is said to be in the works. Terry Matalas, who wrote Star Trek Picard, will be writing the script, and filming for this one will begin in England early next year. Another thing to note is that James Spader will return as Ultron in some capacity, and that we may see the formation of the West Coast Avengers. In the comics, this is a version of the team featuring Vision, Hawkeye, Wonder Man, War Machine, and a few others. Oh, okay, we'll talk about Ultron for a minute. Yes, it seemed like Vision pretty much killed him off at the end of Age of Ultron, but I feel like a piece of him is still living on through technology somewhere. It's unclear if he's actually going to play the character again physically, or if he's just going to be doing some voice work, but either way, that's exciting. The only other news about this series is that it's being treated as the third part of a trilogy, with WandaVision being part 1, and Agatha All Along being part 2. Honestly, I think this series could be pretty good. A franchise favorite is returning in Tron Ares. The third film in the Tron series will see Jared Leto play a program named Ares, who escapes the grid and goes into the real world. Also in the film is Evan Peters, who will be playing Edward Dillinger Jr., a role previously played by Cillian Murphy. Dillinger will be the film's main antagonist. Greta Lee and Cameron Monaghan will also be in the film. But that's not all. Jeff Bridges will now reprise the role of Kevin Flynn. How? I have no idea, seeing as to how he died in the previous movie. But either way, I'm excited to see this one. Tron Ares hits theaters on October 10th, 2025. We have a release date for Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2. So as we know, the sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's was pretty much inevitable after the first one came out. Plus, it left us with quite the cliffhanger. What exactly happens to Mike and Abby after the movie? More importantly, what happened to William Afton? He got impaled inside the suit and dragged away by the other animatronics. Well, according to the games, Afton dies inside the suit and becomes Springtrap, which is basically his soul possessing the suit that his corpse is rotting inside of. It's pretty gruesome, but awesome at the same time. Matthew Lillard will reprise the role of Afton in the sequel, which is due out December 5th, 2025. Lastly, a Creature from the Black Lagoon remake is on the way. It looks like the classic film is getting a modern upgrade from director James Wan. Wan plans to make a grounded, modernized version of the film that is said to lean into visceral horror. Visceral horror is a form that usually shows gruesome dismemberment or intense body transformation, or something like that. Sadly, there's no other information just yet, but this is pretty exciting. Alright guys, well that does it for this episode of From the Red Carpet. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.